Hi everyone, welcome back. Okay, and let's continue the discussion for the Saturn series. And in this video, we're gonna talk about Saturn in the seventh house. Okay, so what will happen when it is in the seventh house, and what kind of remedies we can follow. So the most important thing, the first very important thing is we need to understand what is seventh house. Okay, so seventh is all about your spouse. Seventh is your married life. Seventh is your social connection. Seventh is your let's say your public life. Okay, how or let's say how society sees you. That is also a kind of a reflection, right, of yourself in society. So your public image, so that, and also business, we can see in some, to some extent, even we can see what kind of profession you can be part of. That is also possible. Okay, or at least what kind of business, what kind of products, who could be your target audience in your business. Okay, that we can see from your seventh house. Now when a planet like Saturn is in your seventh house, so the first thing you have to understand that Saturn in the seventh, it is going to test you in your married life. It is going to test you in your married life. How? The first thing is Saturn demands loyalty. Saturn demands uh, utmost, let's say, your availability towards your partner, your ethical behavior towards your partner, your responsibility towards your partner. So these are all, heavy words. Whatever I have said, it is very important that you follow all these four big words, whatever I have said: the responsibility, ethical behavior, your support, emotional support. So all these things matters when Saturn is in the seventh house, because it is Saturn who is demanding all these attributes which you should have to have a healthy married life. Okay, now one thing, Saturn being there, it can delay your marriage. Like, you can get married at a very later age. Ideally, I have seen people get married after 33, 34 years of their age. So that's okay, that's not a problem. Okay, getting married a bit, later, is much better than getting, or let's say, having a bad married life, right? So that delay is not a problem. Okay, but most of the time Saturn here actually gives loyal partner, it actually gives stable married life, but it has to go through a lot of test. It has to go through a lot of, transformation. Then only you can get the ultimate flavor of married life. Okay, now, to be to be very specific with you all, from the seventh it is aspecting your ninth. Now it's a little bit technical, I'm telling. Ninth is the third from seventh. You have to understand that. Ninth house is the third from the seventh, right? So, what is third house? It is all about communication. Now, what is seventh? It is your spouse. What is your ninth? It is third from your seventh. That means how you communicate with your spouse, that totally connecting with your luck, because ninth house is your house of luck. I hope you are understanding the point here. You might have observed that there are, or you might have noticed, there are a lot of people in this universe who get success after marriage. We call it lady luck, or let's say vice versa. When we talk about lady luck, it's not like, that a male got married with a female and then only these things happen, the progress is happening. It could be, doesn't matter with the gender, But in general, we call it lady luck. That is spouse luck. So that means the way you communicate with your spouse will open the door of opportunity, which will rise your luck. And that is the reason ninth house is third from seventh. And you have to be very, 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 very careful when you're talking with your spouse. You have to be very, very respectful towards your partner. If you are disrespectful towards your partner, ninth house will not get activated. It will start giving you lot of struggles in life. It will start giving you lot of hidden obstacles. You cannot solve that mystery, because the solution, the remedy is your spouse. You have to connect with your spouse with respect, with love, affection, utmost, consider, like you have to give yourself. That's it, to your partner. That's it, in one sentence. And in case Saturn in the seventh, and let's say to some extent, if it becomes malefic and you are getting indulged into any kind of extramarital affairs, this is gonna hit you hard so badly you cannot imagine. In any other houses, if Saturn is there, even if you do, some kind of unethical work, still Saturn will, give you some relief. But when you are doing it in the seventh, when it is in your seventh and you are doing some unethical work towards your partner, okay, you are having some extramarital affairs or you are cheating with your partner, Saturn here is gonna take a big class on you. Big class on you. There is no relief actually. Okay. So that's why what I have seen, that Saturn in the seventh, ideally they are loyal partner, or they get loyal partners in life. But if in case being an afflicted Saturn, or to some extent if Rahu Dasha is going on, or Mercury is not in good position, it's going to, rip you apart. Saturn is going to rip you apart. I'm not trying to scare you all, but this is what I have seen. Okay, it is totally, whatever I am telling you guys, it's totally based on my experience after studying so many birth charts. So you have to be very careful towards your marital life. You have to take it as a goal. It's not just like an other activity, it's a goal for you, okay, who are having Saturn in the seventh. Now, after the ninth, it is aspecting your first house. That means you have to take care of your health, which is very important. If you are not doing it, Saturn is going to give you lot of chronic issues. It's very difficult to come out of that issues, because you are not taking the precaution at the first attempt. After multiple alerts, multiple signs, still you are not understanding that health is wealth. And if by God grace, if you are in Jupiter Dasha, still you can survive. The moment you enter into Saturn Mahadasha, gone. Half of the month will be gone by expending, by spending money or doing expenses for medical attentions, visiting doctors, visiting clinics, either for medication or for physiotherapy or some alignment issues, something. Your diets, you have to change your diet forcefully, whether you like it or not. So that's why I tell people, whenever Saturn is in your seventh, it is aspecting your first house. From the very early age, you try to be very, very careful towards your health. Try to have a good habit, I would say, like good diet, good exercise plan. Or if you are not a gym freak or gym buddy, at least go for a walk, go for running. Every day, 15-20 minutes you spend on your physical exercise. That's it. Or yoga, meditation, whatever, to somehow keep yourself fit. Okay. Now it is aspecting your fourth house also. So Saturn being in seventh, aspecting your fourth, what we can see that it can keep you far from your hometown, because it is aspecting your home. So it can keep you far from your hometown to build a career, to get established, okay, by your own terms. Get out of your comfort zone. So that's the main motto of Saturn. Come out of your comfort zone, enjoy the struggle and get the reward. Also, it is indicating your fourth means your mother. Your mom can have some issues like calcium deficiency. She can struggle with some bone or joint, alignment, orthopedic concerns, arthritis, where a lot of body pains can happen at old age. So that is also possible. And there's one more thing: Saturn aspecting fourth. Sometime we have seen that people can have a memory loss issue at certain age. Okay, mostly at their old age, they can have concerns like losing the memory. So that is all with old age, which we cannot control. There are no remedies. So that's why I'm telling, take precautions on your health from the day one itself. Let's not wait for the you know when things are totally out of hand, right? So let's not wait for that timeline. So from the very early stage, you take care of your health, both physical and mental, and definitely there Saturn is going to give you lot of blessings. Now coming to remedy, only one unique remedy is there. As I said, Saturn being in seventh, try to be very polite with your partner. If you show your ego towards your partner, you will be ripped apart at one point of time. See, if you are not having a good mental bonding or good rapport with your partner, work on it. If it is not happening, it's fine. Separation can happen. It depends on other dashas also, or maybe in your partner's chart also. That's okay. But separation doesn't mean that you have to be disrespectful towards your partner, right? So keep these things in mind. These are very practical things I'm telling. I'm not telling anything which is not in the book, or which is not, or which you cannot achieve. Okay, it doesn't need money. First of all, these remedies, you just need to work on yourself. Okay, how you gonna present yourself towards your partner, how to be respectful. Not necessary that you have to be very romantic and all. Saturn in the seventh, these people are not so romantic, but they are very responsible and dutiful towards their partner. So follow that path, and leave everything to God. Then only you can see the best results out of your marriage, because it will activate your ninth as well. And that's why most of the time I have seen Saturn in the seventh people, they rise after their marriage. Okay, they can have a very good business partnership with their spouse. Their spouse can support them in their business, in whichever business. It could be real estate, it could be food related or beverage related business, it could be any kind of consultancy, it could be anything related to, let's say, healing industry. It could be anything related to, let's say, marriage brokers, right? In India, I don't know about the foreign connections, I mean foreign countries, how it works in the Western, but in India there are a lot of marriage brokers, right, who finds for mainly for the arranged marriage, right? There are multiple websites are there, right? Or maybe in person also, people go to them and try to get a good match for their family members. So that kind of consultancy also you can do. Saturn in the seventh can definitely give a very good career in any kind of coaching centers. If it is connected with any kind of sports, then definitely it's fantastic. Okay, so keep all these things in mind and be respectful towards your partner for the Saturn in the seventh native, and that is the main remedy, I would say. And rest will fall in place. Okay, so thanks everyone, thanks for staying connected with me, and thanks a lot for showing your love towards my channel. Okay, so keep staying with me. Thank you.